Hi everybody. It's amazing what you think about in the middle of the night when you're suffering from hay fever. Um, anyway, what do I mean by that? Well, last night I was sort of thinking about the property industry and how we compare to the travel industry. And one of the things that cropped up for me is when we book a holiday and we're going away. I mean, I know that's sort of not on the cards for a while at the moment, but when we did in the past and obviously in the future, one of the things we always look at is if a travel agent is ATOL or ABTA protected. And because obviously if anything ever happened to that travel agency, we would be protected and probably get our money back for our holiday if all went pear-shaped. And then I sort of started to think about the property industry. And I wondered about landlords and the decisions that they make when choosing an agent. Because there are professional bodies out there such as Arla Property Mark, and I wanted to know and wanted to ask whether or not landlords actually considered that when choosing an agent. And I'd be intrigued to know the answer to that question because obviously with 17 years of experience, the question for me has not been asked very often. Are you an Arla Property Mark member or are you a member of another professional body? It's not the first thing that seems to be on the minds of landlords. And that's very, very interesting for me because when we're talking about an investment that's hundreds of thousands of pounds, and you're putting your trust in somebody that you possibly never met before, how are you gauging whether or not they're going to be an effective agent who's going to keep you compliant under the guidelines that are set out by government? I mean, obviously, if you're a member of Arla Property Mark, there are certain things you have to do, and it's not easy to just join. You don't pay a fee and that's it. They have to make sure that you are at least as a director of a company level 4 qualified, that your accounts are audited appropriately, you have client money protection, and there are various other things that they check before they'll allow you to be a member. And obviously another thing that they expect is that despite having a qualification, you keep what's called continued professional development up. So you're constantly learning and constantly understanding about the industry and the legislation and the regulations that are involved. So I just wanted to put it out there as a thought in terms of the decision-making process for landlords. How are you making that decision? Some mortgage companies do expect you to go with an agent that's Arla Property Mark, but many don't. So how are you gauging who as an agency you should be working with? I did a little bit of research into Bedford because obviously I'm in Bedford, and it seems that there's only about 15 agents out of 60 that are Arla Property Mark, and there are probably a few more that are members of other professional bodies. But I wonder how many landlords know that and how many landlords are actually using that as a benchmark for trust and ensuring that that agent is fully compliant and is not going to cause any problems for them in terms of managing their largest investment that they're probably ever going to make. And obviously imagine if you're a portfolio landlord and you've got several properties, your agent that you're with, or if you're self-managing, have you got the protection in place to ensure that there's no comeback on you if any mistakes are made? Like, I just said I want to throw it out there. It's the sort of thing you think about in the middle of the night when you're suffering with your hay fever, and I'd love to know. Please comment below, and if you do have any questions, drop me a line.